Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli waj'al li waziran min ahli Haruna akhi ushdud bihi azri washkur fi amri kay nusabbihaka katsira wa nazkuraka katsira innaka kunta bina basira. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome, dear friends. Inshallah, we will continue with our discussion from the 24th word, which we've been paying attention to, inshallah, about how everything in the universe is glorifying their Lord. So we have to pay attention to the universe as well and the message of the Quran, how they kind of relate to each other. So the author was giving examples of different beings and what their worship is like. And he mentioned about the angelic side of every being that is out there that we need to look into, and how this angelic side directly relates and points to the owner of the Lord of the universe. Right, so we looked at the plants, the animals, and how their angelic side glorifies the Lord of the universe. And all these relationships, for example, the butterfly gets attracted to the flowers, the bees as well get attracted, right? So the hummingbird example was used as well. So we must pay attention to this angelic side in the universe. And see who is actually setting up all these perfectly fitting arrangements and these relationships. All right, so we're now going to go into the fourth category, which is about human beings and their worship. So human beings who are servants of a sort in the palace of the universe. So they resemble both angels and animals. Right, so they resemble angels in universality of worship. So how do they resemble angels? They resemble angels in their universality of worship, extensiveness of supervision, comprehensiveness of knowledge, and in being heralds of divine dominicality. So being heralds glorifying who the Lord of the universe is, who holds all the different qualities that we are experiencing and enjoying. So man has that ability, that capability is given to man. So using the whole universe, each and every being paying attention to all the different arrangements, the relationships, the qualities, the man's worship can become universal. So, however, man is more comprehensive in his worship, but since he has an appetitive soul or appetitive soul that is disposed towards evil, so he gets hungry, gets involved in this material side of the universe to satisfy his bodily needs, just like an animal. So, contrary to the angels, he is subject to progress and decline, which is of great importance. Also, since in his work man seeks pleasure for his soul. So, why would man seek pleasure? But it is only to satisfy his egoistic side, his soul. we really have to think about this a little bit more. Why the pleasure? What are we seeking in this world? And a share for himself. So he resembles an animal. Of course, reading this sounds, yeah, we don't want to be in this situation. We like to satisfy our bodily needs only and just behave like an animal, which many of the values in society may be pointing towards and encouraging human beings to do. But a true human being really has to watch out what pleasure is he seeking. Since this is so, man receives two wages. The first is insignificant, animal, and immediate. The second is angelic, universal, and postponed. Why postponed? So you may not, the wage may not be received in this world, but it may be postponed to the next world. Right, so the two wages. So the pleasure, as the author has been sharing, each and every different beings, the angels get their pleasure in glorifying the Lord of the universe, the qualities that they represent, the transferring of the absolute qualities into the created world that I live in is what the angelic side of the things do. But the animals are just involved in feeding their stomachs and their bodies. So man has this balance where he has been given both a body as well as his spirit, which he needs to take care of, but not lose himself in the bodily animalistic side of things, and just use all his time and energy on his appetitive or appetitive soul, which is disposed towards evil, and leads man to decline rather than progress, which man is capable of in terms of all his senses, his human qualities, his feelings that are given to him. This whole comprehensive nature of man, how he is. So this completely relates to us. Either we reflect the angelic side or we go into decline. So any comments or thoughts on this first paragraph? Anybody wants to share anything that took their attention in a way? Or Brother Ali, please go ahead.
There's no one speaking and accompanying you. I said, I just want to share an extra to what you said, but including what you said as well. Not something completely different. Now, first of all, more comprehensive in worship, comparing with whom? More comprehensive than angels. Angelic side of human beings are more comprehensive than the angelic side of the universe, but the angels in general. But in animal side also, we have two body representing animal side, my feelings capacity, my human potential, representing my angelic side. As I understand, man is more comprehensive in his worship, includes also he performs his worship through utilizing his angelic side, if it makes sense to or what I am saying. It means for example, animals only eat it just for one perspective. What is that? To fill their stomach. But human beings need eat it or get in touch with the world from their material side, not only to stomach. Uh, Also, other aspect of the material side, even somebody doesn't use his angelic side, let's say a pure atheist, he benefits not only from his uh, nourishment, but from his beauty, from his taste, enjoyment, but animal enjoyment for the atheist, animalistically benefiting from beauty. Other aspects, everybody has different taste. But the angelic side gives an infinite dimension to dissatisfaction by introducing the source of existence. In this respect, the human beings are, again, animal side is more comprehensive than animals. Angelic side is more comprehensive than the angels, because each being represents one manifestation of one quality of its creator. Each angel. Human beings comprehend all qualities of its creator as one individual.
Can you
But
explain that? Each angel, you said what?
angel
Yes.
comprehend only one manifestation of the name, because he brings one command of creator, will of creator. But other angel brings, for example, one of them existence, the other one is shape, the other one is knowledge, the other one is wisdom, arrangement, orderliness, balance, beauty. All the names of the creator represented by each angel, as far as I understand. Human beings comprehend all of them through the spirit, whose capacity we can do. We can benefit from all of them, all the aspects. Every human potential studies the universe from nowadays 100, 150 different disciplines in science, in studying, actually, not only science, sociological science, psychological science, whatever. All the disciplines that the universities present to us. And every day the number is increasing. Details and details and details. But human beings can comprehend all of them. Practically one, two, three, but potentially comprehensive in his worship and benefiting from the universe. What was that? Yes, one I marked, as you were reading, man is more comprehensive than. Now he is subject to progress and decline. That is very interesting. That is the advantageous side of human beings. But at the same time, if we don't utilize this as advantageous side, then we may become, if we are not careful, we may become, we may decline in value, become worse and more miserable than animals. Not animals are not miserable. We may become a miserable animal, and rather than having a more comprehensive capacity than angels, we may become Satans. So angels never fall, but human beings may fall. That is why more capacity, more responsibility. Higher capacity, more responsibility. We should not forget that side either.
Sorry, can you elaborate further on what you mean by human beings can fall in terms of if I'm not, I'm utilizing or manifesting certain qualities, but if I'm not in acknowledgement of these qualities, that's when I fall.
If I don't use them for the purpose they are given to me, misuse them. When I misuse them, I fall. It means I become worse than animals. My life experience becomes worse than animals' life experience, may become. And also, not as an honorable human being, but miserable, vicious, harmful human being. For example, I can kill people. I can turn everything into meaninglessness. That is the mission of Shaitan as the Quran represents the Shaitan to us, or presents the Shaitan to us, saying that, be careful, you can become Satan. But angels don't become Satan. Angel always accepts it. That's it. Confirms it. When I choose confirmation, I become I have more capacity to enjoy my appreciation of the Creator. But alternative is deny completely is also open for me. That is what I have to be careful.
And thank you. Pretty much in order for the human being to ascend, the acknowledgement of the source of existence is key. Otherwise, I can be a good man doing all these good activities and die as a good person. And so that will keep me not even as a human being, but just a good man. But what we're saying here is utilizing being a good man, all the qualities given to me or manifested within me to acknowledge the source of my existence. Otherwise, and that would also be considered a misuse of free will if I'm just appropriating it to being a good man or yeah, I think, and then that sends me to the lowest of the low because then I don't have an anchor, if you will, or 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 putting a trust in a source of existence. And he is more so just being reliant on myself, and we all know we're bound to die. So because what caught my attention was, and it's pretty what you say, bold statement, or pretty like catches your attention about descending, slacking, going down the drain, where I may not realize it. I may be just doing good things, good work, being a good person, but without realizing that I'm slipping in my human potentiality, descending me to what did the author say? Something non-angelic side, satanic side. I mean, you don't want to use the word satanic, but pretty much anything that's non-angelic boils down to being satanic. Yeah, what I'm trying to get at, can I equate at this point, being a good person just within myself without any acknowledgement of the source of my existence to a satanic state of being, because yeah, there's no belief in my life then.
Okay. So I would like to share with you my question was personal question. The last sentence of the first paragraph, man receives two wages. The first is insignificant, animal, and immediate. The second is angelic, universal, but my problem was this: postponed. How can I understand this postponed? Angelic, universal, I understand. Angelic, confirmative of the truth, reality, what I see in creation. Universal, yes, more comprehensive than the angels. It means universal. I can understand by studying one item in the world and concluding who can be the source of this one item, and then universalize it. This item, one piece, for example, I study one piece of the computer. I understand that this piece is very meaningful, purposeful, functioning perfectly. And then I have the capacity, I have been given the capacity to universalize it. It means since this part of the computer fits to the rest of the other all parts of the computer, it must be designed by the one who designed the whole computer. Exactly, universe is the same. So we can see, everybody knows, if they find a principle, they call it law of creation, we call it sunnatullah. So law of creation, they universalize it. Even the atheists do that. But they see it as natural law. We see as the principle of creation of the owner of the universe. Universalized. It makes sense. I accept it. But when it says and postponed, I said there's the problem.
Is that for universal, like eternal pleasure? That's how I understood it.
No, universally, now within the universe.
Right. Eternal pleasure, basically, right? Postponed. Because we can't get all the pleasure here in this world.
Now, pleasure-wise, universe-wise, an atheist also get it. An atheist says this is Mother Nature's a favor for me, and I was lucky to get it. An atheist says, universalizes it. Although it is not our subject, everybody believes in the source of existence. But as the Quran says, the problem is committing shirk. What does it mean? Assigning it to the universe itself, the pieces of the universe itself, or whole universe itself. The source of existence of the universe for a materialist, naturalist person, the mother nature itself, the universe itself. Source of nature of the universe is the universe itself. That's how they believe. But they still believe in the source of the universe, source of existence of the universe. Shirk is reducing it to matter itself, returning it back to the matter itself. Returning it back to matter itself. A believer says matter is created by a one who is not of the nature of matter. That is the difference. In this sense, universal. The person is comprehensive of the universe is universal, but of course, an atheist, material comprehensiveness of the material side of the universe. A believer, I mean, we are not talking about the believer. Why do we believe? That is not our subject now. If you are convinced that you believe in the source of existence of the universe, you understand that source of existence of the universe is it is in its all existence, universal level. But postpone. Angelic side is the same. Now, I believe, for example, there is mercy in the creation. This is a fine point. There is mercy in the creation. Yeah. And this mercy is universe-wise. Yes. And I understand from this text, universe-wise comprehension of mercy is temporary satisfaction for the believers. Now, for non-believers, let's be comfortable time-wise. I may speak a lot. For the non-believer, their enjoyment of the universe depends on Mother Nature's capacity within the universe itself, but universal, within the universe itself. So when he dies, his universe collapses. Finished. Existence of universe has nothing to do with him. Now, he lost. But believers look at the universe, studies one piece of the universe, concludes that this piece must be created by the creator of the universe, and he receives the mercy manifested in the creation. For materialists, Mother Nature's mercy. For the believers, the creator of the universe's mercy, the mercy of the creator of the universe. Now, this is what mercy says here is what is postponed. But my understanding of mercy, I eat one apricot, I say, thank you, Rabbul Alameen. So, universe-wise mercy, I receive it now from the Rabbul Alameen. Because of belief consciousness, this apricot must be created by the creator of the universe. Fine. What is postponed? I have a universal mercy. The postponed is not limited with the capacity of the universe. It is inclusive within the capacity of my endless capacity, human capacity, human potential. If the mercy I am comprehending from the universe as the creator's mercy, fine, as a believer. This is only limited within the capacity of the universe. And my capacity cannot get satisfied with it. Yes, universe-wise mercy, welcome, demonstrates that the source of existence capacity is universal, but my capacity wants more. This extra, more capacity, which needs this mercy not only universe-wise, but infinite. Universe is finite. Now, this infinite side of the comprehension of mercy is postponed. Did I make it clear? I think you don't need me to repeat. You are intelligent enough. It is very interesting what is postponed. I'm not saying that, yeah, we are satisfied here. Yes, but that's not enough. I'm satisfied here, but I'm going to die. Why? Yes, I am satisfied while I'm living. Yes. But I'm going to die. Ah, I have to comprehend the postponed side as well while I am in this world. And death doesn't bother me anymore if I do that.
Mashallah, thank you for sharing this. I'm a little bit thinking on the latter part you said. I'm sorry, I kind of lost connection, but it seems to me that there are two sides of the same coin, because, I mean, let's face it, hunger is given, we eat food to get satiated. So that's our really animalistic, immediate, insignificant pleasure as compared to the need, the spiritual need, or the human need of an eternal existence, which the second face of the same coin points to, in terms of, yes, I'm acknowledging this need given to me by the source of my existence. It's not only my need, but the need of the bird that I see chirping, or the need of this other human being I'm seeing on the train, eating, subhanAllah, the creator is satisfying his or her hunger as well. But then we have, but until when, right? These immediate needs to be satisfied. And if I'm able to connect that to a source of existence, so hence the need for a continuity of an eternal satisfaction, because, I mean, the way we live our lives in terms of just regular things, sure, food, shelter, whatever, provision needed, roof on top of your head, getting married, having kids, and then kids grow, and then up until when, like 85, 90, 100, maybe 110. But then, I mean, you can keep going on with this angelic side as well. Oh yeah, my sustainer is sustaining me. But I think the last piece that Brother Ali, you highlighted about postponing, I think is something really to ponder over, and I think it's the experiences of what we are going through, like this aging process. Then you're like, wait a minute, thank you, my sustainer, for sustaining me, my kids, the birds, da. Like, now what? What's next? Like, is that it? And then just living like this and having even a temporary relationship with the source of your existence doesn't satisfy the human need. I cannot have a temporary relationship with the source of my existence, because then I'm cheating myself. Then I don't even know what do I mean by when I conclude my source of existence to be an absolute source, because I think there's more that needs to be unpacked when I deem something to be an absolute source, when I say, oh, well, guess what? I put my trust with my existence with this absolute source. And that's where the postponing piece lies, because at the end of the day, we're all in need, and it may not come in sooner. I mean, it may come in like really like pondering more over this fragile existence that we live in. We don't even know if the next moment is given. Just pondering on that, like this need for everything to be eternally satisfied. Like, I want to be eternally happy. I want everything to run eternally smooth in all my relationships and all my worldly affairs. Like, why is this need there? An eternal satisfaction. So I think, I'm sorry, I don't want to give out a whole discourse, but I'm trying to help myself out with reflecting further on what does it mean, the postponing piece, which is really related to the angelic and universal side, like this need for a continuity of my existence. I mean, yeah, I think that's huge, and that requires a lot of work in terms of even concluding my source to be an absolute source. So I know it's an eternal absolute source. I'm sorry, just sharing some thoughts, but I'll be happy to hear if anybody wants to add more on this, so it can also further help me consolidate what I'm thinking of, inshallah.
I can add to your formula that the two sides of the coin, I don't know whether it is the two sides of the same coin, but one aspects, let's say, one aspect of the universe addresses my bodily needs. The other aspect of the universe addresses my spiritual need. Addition to this, the second aspect of the universe, which addresses to my spiritual needs, has also two sections. First, let's say 1, 2. 2 is divided into A, B. A, yes, when I look at the universe, I can see the beauty in the taste in the apricot. I love it. I say, oh, this taste is provided by the creator of the universe. That is A. But it is universe-wide, because comprehensiveness is understood, must be understood first. Universe-wide, he is the mercifully providing all this delicious food for me. Okay. A. B says, all right, but I am going to die. B adds another perspective. Yes, he is the one who created you within the universe together with this potential. So this potential requires infinite, not only universe-wide, infinite satisfaction. And the one who makes you like or want, be needy for the infinite satisfaction of taste of the apricot will give you definitely when this universe is destroyed. That is postponed.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. So it all starts with part B of the second aspect. I get it. But then this part B, or the dimension of death, if you will, it is always with us. Everybody knows, yes, I'll die. But then connecting this reality of death in terms of what does the human need actually desires is huge. So based on your example, like, yeah, I was trying to follow your flow of logic in terms of eating an apricot. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. The whoever's creating this taste is the one who's creating the taste of everything that I'm eating. Perfect. Oh, but guess what? I'll die. I don't know when, tomorrow or maybe today or next day. So let me ponder over it. But then I have this need of experiencing this taste of the apricot eternally. And so hence the one who's making me realize this need will satisfy it. So it's postponed in terms of being satisfied eternally. If this need is given, then it must be met. So that's postponed. And if that's that, alhamdulillah, hooray. because I want to share something after this. So just wanted to have an acknowledgement. Yeah, that's what it meant, the whole postponing part. You can put a little thumbs up or check mark or say yes, so I can continue. Okay, I guess that is a yes. So now my second piece is, because getting to this notion of, getting to this reality of death, how do I execute that within my thought process is super challenging. I mean, even alhamdulillah, based on maybe I had some good conversation with some people, and yeah, people do think about death, but what do I think? So they're like, yeah, just YOLO, you only live once. I know, so just enjoy the moment. I mean, this is really, I had some like really honest conversations, and people of different age group. I'm not saying they're super young, but I mean, this is how, unfortunately, it's being taken. So I was wondering, like, really, how do we? And then it obviously challenges me too. I'm like, okay, yeah, so like, how can we barge in more conversation on that? Maybe the way it should be presented, question this need. They're like, what are you talking about? Are you like, really? What do you mean? Yeah, I know, we'll die. That's it, done. And it's challenging me too. That's why I'm bringing it up here. But it makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying it does make 100% sense, but it's just maybe the way we need to bring it up in conversation with people. It should be more convincing. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm not saying, alhamdulillah, whatever is being said here, at least for me, it is. But then the real assessment of how much do I understand also comes in when you're conversing with people. And that's, unfortunately, I don't know, I have failed thus far. And then I'm questioning to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. And it's not easy, because this is not an easy notion to grasp. Like, what are you talking about? Questioning the source of existence of this need. And yeah, of course, I want this happiness to be eternal with me. Hence, I'm gonna go next week, traveling, to, whatever, just some luxurious spot, right? But that's how people are living it. It's just rough. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to share some thoughts here. Thank you for listening.
It is how we are created. We learn, for example, the teachers know this best. First, we hear something. And what we do, we hear, we listen, and we hear and take notes. Human process of learning, digesting, and making its own property, if you like, its own understanding, needs exercises. As soon as I hear something without taking notes of it and then doing an exercise on it, I cannot comprehend the subject, and it may not be utilized properly. That is why we should do, excuse me. For example, how many times, I don't remember. For myself, I am speaking. I read this the 24th word. How many times? And I have put lots of marks here, circle something, underline here, stars here. It means I took my notes and did my exercise. Now it becomes a part of me. Now, I think human process of learning, digesting needs going through this. And it is, for any serious text, it is not easy to read and understand on the spot at first reading, impossible. impossible. That's why we have to be students of the text through doing exercise, Otherwise, as far as my experience taught me that I'm sharing, I hear, it doesn't register, and keep repeating myself. We have to take notice of this process of human, the way we are created.
Yeah, 100% agree with internalizing it within yourself. So you're definitely listening in, taking notes, but then practically, excuse me, practically experiencing it, and that's, yeah, it's not an easy endeavor. Also, practically experiencing it. I guess, yeah, working out more on practically experiencing it, like you would always say. I remember for the past 10 years, this is what I've been listening. Go to your room, sit down, and reflect. What am I doing here? What's the source of my existence? And the same thing also about death. So in our topic right now, we're talking about death, like really, like what does it mean? This notion of death, like what do I do with this? Like pretty much the reality of my existence. So pondering more, I guess, engaging in internal dialogue should help me, hopefully, inshallah, be more convinced within myself. Hence, then, only then can it be shared in a convincing way with others. Otherwise, I'm thus far. Seriously, I've gotten some looks on my way. You're strange, or crazy, or whatever. So, but yeah, I guess, and I think at the end of the day, as long as just work it out within yourself, so this was a good experiment for me. Like it's, I guess, whatever I have to say, even in conversation, is not convincing enough. So let me work on myself first. Let me try to do that little groundwork, and I think at the end of the day, that would be more fruitful and beneficial, inshallah, because then things should naturally flow. Like you were saying, the example of a teacher, then it becomes a natural flow where you're able to converse in terms of whatever questions are being asked. Like, I'm not saying questions, because usually, Brother Ali, the way things go is like a dialogue. It's a conversation, right? And people enjoy these conversations, but then it's just at the end, it's like, oops, convincing enough? Nope. And then I start questioning myself. But alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair for sharing. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's continue. Now, man's duty and his wages and his progress and decline. Right, so we have been discussing this, have been discussed in many of his other works as well. Right, so he's going to cut it short, and then he does a prayer beseeching the most merciful to open to us the gates of his mercy and seeking forgiveness for our faults and errors. So that was what this fourth branch was, all the different categories of worship that happens in the universe, as the author is sharing. So the important point about the human beings, actually, here we have to be careful in terms of how we are. We have the option either to progress or to go in decline. It's a very, alhamdulillah, good conversation. Any other thoughts, or before I move on to the fifth branch? All right. So the fifth branch has 5 fruits. The first fruit, O my self-worshipping soul, O my world-worshipping friend. Does this really happen? I mean, I see even if I'm a believer, am I busy with worshiping my own soul, worshiping the world? So I have to look at that, look into myself. Love is the cause of the universe's existence and what binds it. So love is the cause of the universe's existence. And love is both the light of the universe and its life. Since man is the most comprehensive fruit of the universe, a love that will conquer the universe has been included in his heart, the seed of that fruit. Thus, only one possessing infinite perfection may be worthy of such an infinite love. One possessing infinite perfection may be worthy of such an infinite love. O soul and O friend, two faculties through which one may experience fear and love have been included in man's nature. So we have this feelings of fear and the sense of love. This love and fear are bound to be turned towards either creatures or creator. So either take those feelings of senses of love and fear towards the creatures, the universe, or to its creator. However, fear of creatures is a grievous affliction, while love for the creatures is a calamitous tribulation. For you will fear people who will neither pity you nor accept your pleas for mercy. So fear is a grievous calamity. As for love, the one you love will either not recognize you or will depart without bidding you farewell. Like your youth and property. Or else he will despise you because of your love. Have you not noticed that in 99 out of 100 cases of metaphorical love, the lover complains about the beloved? For to love and idolize worldly beloveds with the inner heart, which is the mirror of the eternally besought one, oppresses the beloved. To love and idolize oppresses the beloved, and he finds it disagreeable and rejects it. Because these things leave you. All right, so because man's nature rejects and casts away things that are contrary to it and unworthy of it. Physical loves are outside our discussion. All right, so let's pause here. We have a few minutes left. So the first branch has 5 fruits. So what are these fruits for? Basically, all the things our lives are doing in this world, why are we here in this world? Really, we have to wonder about it in a way. So everybody is looking for that love or to be loved, right? And then we get involved or lose ourselves in this universe. And especially the materialistic worldview keeps pushing many different values, experiences within this world only. Right? Whereas we only are made to love the one possessing infinite perfection, not just the temporary perfection that we see in this world that quickly vanishes away, dissipates. And the second paragraph actually mentions about the two strong feelings that we have of fear and love, right? That human beings find themselves with. And there are options basically for human beings to either turn them towards the creatures or to their creator. Usually we are always busy with the creatures or with the things in the universe and use these feelings and senses for the universe, things in the universe. But there's another option that we need to pay attention to, which is to divert it to their creator. That's how the Quran, the message of the Quran, what this author is kind of pointing out at as well. And we can understand how, yes, why this, how grievous it is to love, why it causes the things in the universe and which actually leave us. And of course, they cause us pain. And even the fear of people. What use is it if they don't even look at you or have pity on you, can't accept your pleas for mercy? So go back to the Lord of the universe, your source of existence. Right. Any other thoughts or by anyone or anybody wants to share anything?
Yes, this is thank you for sharing, bro, your reflections. This is a very dense paragraph, and I think it sums up the human condition in this universe. It's all about love at the end of the day. And what attracted me also about this author's writing is pretty much being clear in terms of love is the cause of the universe's existence. Seriously, this feeling of love. I love this, I love that. Oh, I love chocolate cake. I love this. Like we use it also like in our daily language. So this is really expressing this feeling or emotion that goes on within us. But then while you were reading and talking, I was reflecting, I'm like, oh, what is it actually that I love, or what is it actually that the human being love for real? Like, let's think about it. What are we loving? First of all, obviously, the qualities that are manifested on any object. And from there, the qualities cannot just be just like a random act, because then again, it's just either loving the object for itself, or just the qualities. But then connecting it to in the previous paragraph, and we're talking about the second aspect was angelic, universal. Yes, here the second, that in the author's words, the two wages, angelic and universal. So again, connecting these qualities that are manifested to its source of existence, and then knowing that I'm bound to die, the thing or the person or the object, the quality is manifested, is also bound to perishing. So what is it exactly that I'm loving? Because it's the qualities that point to its creator. So for example, our example today was apricot, the fruit. Yummy, right? Shape, color, size, sweetness, everything perfect. I love it. But what did I describe? The qualities. But then the qualities essentially points to the source of its existence, because even like how do you explain the existence of these qualities, which are angelic aspect, because it's something that's it's the aspect of creation or existence that's not tangible. It's something like you just experience it. So that points to its source of existence, whoever created this, has bestowed that fruit with these qualities, or we can mention it to anything that we interact with. And then this need of, but I'll die, and then I eat this apricot, it will, die, get buried in the stomach of my body here. I mean, which is also given. So then essentially, what am I loving? So then I look for an eternal lover, or an eternal source of existence, and that those qualities that are manifested help me get there, because I'm in need for these qualities to be continuous, or to experience them in an eternal form. And also, it's not only these qualities, but like, hey, who's providing these qualities? That's the one that I need to be interacting with, an eternal absolute source of existence. That's what I need to love, because through these qualities that are manifested here, which we refer to in angelic form, point me to the necessity, or the necessarily existent of an absolute eternal source. And that's the one that I need to seek out. And that's the one that I'm truly in need to love, essentially, if that makes sense. So through the qualities, I'm looking for that entity or source of existence. Thank you.
Thank you, Farina. Yes. So I underline this, man. It's the most comprehensive fruit of the universe. Yes, so that's, as you tied it perfectly to this also phrase, the second, the wages, the second, angelic, universal, and postponed. So that comprehensiveness, that definitely for man has to be used, and all these feelings and senses for a comprehensive human being cannot be wasted on as an animal. And I will let Brother Ali speak further. Thank you.
I think I have been still thinking of the first sentence, actually. Love is the cause of the universe's existence. The word cause here, love is the cause of the existence. Now, how can I understand this? Now, how can I know that love is the cause of existence? Well, big homework. Write it down and try to understand it for me. Very brief indication of it I see in every, especially animals, apparently, but fruits, vegetables and fruit trees, vegetable plants. Also, the secondarily, but if we understand animals and animal behavior and vegetable side, I feel why a mother or father really sacrifice their life, especially a part of their life while the children are young, want to look after them, take care of them, and also want them to be successful, whatever the successful the parents have understood it from success. Why do they do that? So that is something to reflect, actually. Maybe next week we can share what we concluded about it.
Good idea, inshallah. Let's do that. A beautiful thing, yeah. Existence that you're entertaining ourselves with here. Why are we here in this world? Okay, so we'll
What existence?
Yes.
Now, why existence? Why? The cause, it's a cause of existence is love. Oh, what a big sentence, phrase.
The deep phrase, you're right. Inshallah. Let's think about this a little bit and come back with our conclusions and understanding.
Inshallah, good homework. And also, I'm thinking in terms of the earlier piece on the postponing part, because then it becomes like, what's the point of doing anything? If it's not to, these are practical exercises, then like here I am, I find myself loving this universe, loving it, everything. Oh, wow. We totally bolded it in red. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess let's reflect and think. Inshallah. Okay, we'll talk then. But yeah, I wanted to connect it to like the continuity of existence part, because I think first there's gotta be this trigger or motivation to keep you going, to keep doing whatever you're doing. And the example of parents and young child babies, very important because it's very vivid. And you just, it's very obvious. But then why are you doing that? Because, I'm inclined to do it, or because this is how I'm made. Like I think it's something very automatic. You can't even divorce it from from yourself, like from your being, because it becomes something very obvious in terms of like, oh, when hunger is needed, hunger is given, that yeah, I've got to go get food kind of thing. So what's the homework is pretty much reflecting on why is love the cause of the universe's existence? Or yeah,
How
I'm sorry.
can I understand this? We have to work on it. How can I understand that really love is the cause of existence? Question mark. Is it? How do we know? That's the homework for me for the next week.
Inshallah. Looking forward to everyone's answers. Same here.
All right, so let's close. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma lamtana innaka anta al-alim al-hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Muhammad Surah Al-Fatiha. Thank you, everyone.